What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And I ran across some intense nonsense by none other than bubblegum body built Michael Moore. You know, the guy who always wears the hat for whatever reason, and he runs around making videos and movies that didn't sell, trying to trash Trump for whatever reason. He's done made it his humanitarian cause to destroy Trump and to go on TV and spew out all types of propaganda like President Trump might be the last president we ever had because he's just so corrupt and wicked. He might literally establish a dictatorship and just keep it running, I guess. I don't know what Michael's feelings are, where he's getting these conclusions or this logic, if there is any. But nonetheless, he gets on MSNBC. And not only does he attack the president, but he goes too far. He starts to come after us, the Trump supporters. And look what he has to say about it. Let's take a listen.
Country, a quarter of the country, angry, intolerant, hard to reconcile. But what do the rest of us have to do?
Now, listen to this idiot right here. First of all, he's talking about the rest of the country, not us, not the smart ones, not the elites, not the ones that are civilized and progressive and just so intelligent where we can see what's best for everybody else, but they can't. See, they're angry. I'm not angry. The most angry people on this planet, the most angry people in America are liberals. When is the last Republican you seen run outside and scream up at the sky? When was the last Republican you seen or conservative follow people around to restaurants or even do protests? Go out there with signs and block traffic and get violent, want to fight people and going to the Supreme Court and calling everybody names. Who's doing this? It's all liberals. They're the ones that are angry. You turn on MSNBC, turn on CNN, all of the people who come on there. I'm upset. I'm mad. This is ridiculous. I don't see a lot of conservatives doing that. But they say, according to this guy right here, they're all angry. They're intolerant. Who's intolerant? What are you talking about? I don't care what people do in their private life. I mean, maybe that's insensitive. I don't care. See, and most conservatives don't care either. The most intolerant people are the ones that says that we need to be more inclusive and be tolerant. But that tolerance means you have to listen to what we say, believe what we believe, and do what we say, okay? Either you're with us or you're against us because we can't tolerate anybody else that doesn't believe what we believe, okay? That's not tolerance. So when it comes down to conservatives, we're not running around saying, you know what, let's go attack gays, lesbians, Jews, none of that. We're saying leave our money alone, protect our borders, okay? Spend the money wisely. These are practical things. Stay out of unnecessary wars. Make sure we don't get abused by other countries when it comes down to our finances and all these agreements that we have. Make sure we're proactive when it comes down to making sure our enemies don't get the jump on us. These are practical things. So what are you talking about? We're intolerant. Do you think it's our priority worrying about gender bathrooms? You think it's our priority running around talking about, you know what, we have to make sure that there's enough women and black people and this and that. No, you know what? We just say, you know what? Everybody deserves a shot, but nobody deserves an additional shot. All right? You get your shot. Equality. So what are you talking about? Intolerance and all of this stuff. But look what he says. Notice how he phrases this. What about the rest of us? The peaceful ones, the intelligent ones, the civilized ones. Because the rest of them, they're damaged goods. They're damaged goods. Isn't it ironic that conservatives look at liberalism and liberals kind of like the same way to a degree? We're like, what are y'all doing? What are you thinking? How did you get to the point where you bought into this type of garbage? See, I'm concerned if you let people like this and stations like this convince you that we're the problem. If you are an American and you believe in safety, you believe in law and order, you believe in fairness and equality, you believe in spending money right, you believe in helping people but not enabling people, you believe in only going to war when necessary, you believe in making sure that Americans are taken care of first, if you believe in making sure people can't just jump our border, come over here and use us like they want to, then you're probably conservative too. If you believe that you should be able to say what you want to say, go where you want to go, carry your weapon, have a weapon in your house, all of these things, these are practical American things that conservatives want. But according to them, if you believe in those things, you're a white nationalist, you're angry and you're intolerant to everybody else. But let's see what Michael has to say.
How much intolerance do we tolerate in order to build bridges of empathy, to talk to people who are legitimately angry? Maybe not for the reasons that we believe, but they really are angry. They've not seen their wages go up while home prices go up and stock prices go up and the rich get richer. They see their incomes. You've studied this. You've done films about this.
You can't, first of all, it's hard. You can't build a bridge to a racist or a misogynist. You know, they have to be shunned and treated like we treated smokers 20 years ago, 10 years ago. You know, I walked down the street the other day with my sister, and I said, let's just see how long we can go before we see somebody smoking. Not the people sitting outside the buildings desperate to grab 5 minutes, but literally walking down the street. We walked 10, 20 minutes. There's never not a smoker. Racist and misogynist shunned, but conservatives, Republicans, whatever, who do care about this country and are not bigots, they're just rightfully angry. We can reach out to them and say, come on, we can create give us a chance. We'll create this good America, and it'll look like the real America. Congress now does look more like that on the Democratic side. We'll build a better country, and when we have Thanksgiving together in years in the future, you know, we can have
Michael, I'm not going to be visiting you for Thanksgiving unless you're the turkey that I'm going to be eating, because that's what you are, a jive turkey for saying something like that. First things first, let me go to Psychology 101, all right? You put people in categories to make the logical, practical thinking people who simply disagree with you feel like, wow, either I agree with this person or am I in the category as a racist, misogynist, and all of that? So what he's trying to allude to is that the majority of people that are angry, mad, and all of these things, you can't even build a bridge to them. You have to just shun them. Make it unpopular to walk around being a misogynist, racist, and so on and so forth. And see, this is what kills me, because see, I thought that's what was going on in America. I don't find many people running around encouraging racism, sexism, misogyny, all of that stuff, Republicans or Democrats. Now, I see Democrats emphasizing that these things are going on and keeping it stirred up in the minds of the public, making people think this is an all-out epidemic. We got an outbreak of racism, misogyny, and all of these other things, so that they can, of course, drive people to the voting poll. But on an average, I guess we have an example. Remember the white nationalist march that was supposed to take place in Washington, D.C., that probably was going to be, according to the left, millions. Almost all the people who voted for Trump should have been there. I mean, that's what I was thinking. I mean, it should have been like, 33 million or so white nationalists out there, like white power and all of that stuff. But it was like 25 people that showed up. You know why? Because the majority of Americans think that being a white nationalist is stupid. Being a racist is dumb. Most Americans aren't going to sit around in the coffee shop listening to a group of people over there talking about, I can't stand black people. If I saw a black person walking, you probably would say, let me get up and go somewhere else so I don't have to listen to this racist over here say what they're saying. I think on an average, most Americans, they already shun these type of behaviors. But according to Michael Moore, there has to be something else going on, because surely people wouldn't have rejected wonderful Hillary and voted for crooked, evil, wicked, racist, misogynist, sexist, and everything else is Donald Trump, unless they were also racist, sexist, misogynist, and all of those other things. So he's trying to break it down into two categories. He's saying, okay, all right, well, there has to be a large amount of people on the right that are angry, racist, intolerant, misogynistic, but that little small smidge of Republicans and conservatives, we can reach out to them after we've degraded and attacked the person that they voted for, after we have pretty much undermined their vote by calling the president illegitimate, calling him a racist, calling him Hitler, saying all types of horrible things about him, and then calling all of the people that voted for him, they come on CNN and all of that stuff, they get up there and they say things like, if you voted for Donald Trump, then you're pretty much a racist too. You might as well be down there on the border ripping babies from their parents as well. You know, when you see them do that, and then they talk about how we could reach out to you. What that reaching out looks like is you need to walk away from what Trump is talking about. Don't vote for him. Don't support his policies, and come back over to the slave plantation, the mental democratic plantation. That's what that really means. Reaching out. We're not reaching out to be civil, to have a civil conversation. I think it was Hillary that said we can't do that until they get back in power. You know, but nonetheless, it's not so we can sit back like the Pilgrims and the Native Americans and break bread. It's simply to say it's either our way or the highway. So Michael Moore is disingenuous. And of course, we already know that MSNBC is garbage as well. And so as I listened to that, it offended me. I said, Miguel, are you saying then that the small amount, you're telling me that all of the millions of people who voted for Donald Trump is broken up into two categories? Now, understand that if practical thinking Republicans and conservatives voted for Trump, then that means for him to properly have gotten in, either a large amount of them are white nationalists, racists, and so on and so forth, or we got way more white nationalists and racists in our country than we thought. That's basically what he's saying. You know, because you can't get that, you can't get those numbers. You can't tell me that all of these millions of people voted for Donald Trump, and yet there was a teeny weeny itty bitty amount of racists and misogynists that did it, but the rest of them are practical thinking, just conservative people. No, what they're really saying is either a large portion of those people are pretty much castaway. We got to shun them like they cigarette smoke. You know, get them away. No, let's ignore them. Let's make them feel bad, make them feel uncomfortable. You know, look at them strange. Like when somebody fire up a stogie while you're trying to eat your bacon and eggs in the restaurant. You look at them like, what the heck are you doing? Oh, why don't you just set my throat on fire, will you? You know, but that's what he's trying to say. And so from a logical standpoint, that can't be practical. It can't be right. Or else we got way more racist, misogynist, sexist conservatives in America than we know about. I guess they all were secretly hiding. I guess all of those same white racist misogynists that voted for Obama twice decided to now unleash all of that racism and misogyny. That's what you're saying. See, this is when you unravel these arguments and these statements and you show them to be nonsense. That's my mission. My mission is to go around, find everybody like this who is making nonsense and make some sense out of that nonsense by debunking it and exposing that it's nonsense. Now, you've been listening to Kevin at Kevin's Corner. Check me out Wednesday nights at 7:30 live on my radio blog talk show. Also, check me out on Facebook. Check me out on Twitter. If you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, there's links in the bottom. Also, check out Extreme Tees. They're my sponsor. Great t-shirts. I think they got some holiday sales. I guess they still got the promotion going on. If you click on the link below, find Extreme Tees, click on the link, type in my name under the promotional piece, and I think it's free shipping. It might be even some percentage off. Great paraphernalia. Check it out. Make a great gift. Free shipping and handling. And also, make sure you hit like, share, and subscribe. All right. God bless you. See you next time in Kevin's Corner.